discussed several verses from Guru Gita. Gita means song, the song of the Guru. Guru is the soul, the song of the soul, the song of the soul everywhere. So we discussed today how to invoke that knowledge. Soul means knowledge, and wisdom that removes what? All our miseries. Miseries of fear, doubt, confusion, anxieties, depression, whatever. So life becomes a paradise. God gave us this freedom to choose. But He said, don't eat from the tree of good and bad. When you read Genesis, you can read that. Guruji wrote it nicely, explained what it means. You eat from all the trees in the paradise, but not from that one. But we have the choice. So now we are here. We are at this moment, we have this opportunity only. And we can change our life in this present moment. That's it. We can begin, we can change. And so the Guru Gita is a wonderful guidebook about how to invoke the Guru inside. Guru is inside already, but how to manifest that love. Guru is love, unconditional love. And so we call it worshipping the Guru. So we talk a little bit about the worship of that love, how to invoke it in us. That love is everywhere. The Guru is everywhere. We have heard it already several times what the Guru is. The Guru is a principle with form and without form. And in order to feel that, to have that knowledge, we have to be ready. We have to prepare. It's our part. The Guru already there, the grace of the Master is with us, but you have to do your part. And so it says in the Guru Gita, for example, that we have to worship the feet of the Guru and drink his water. We use the water, symbolically we have seen when we do Guru Paduka Puja or when the Guru comes to your house, it's a tradition that you offer a seat, let him sit, you give clothes and this and that, and we're washing the feet. But it's all also symbolically, because the Guru is formless. Atma, the soul, the Guru is everywhere. There's a definition. It was said, Atati vyapnoti iti atma, that which moves and roams and pervades everywhere, that is Atma, the soul. So, when that is, so everywhere where you look around, where is that feet? Where is that feet of the Guru that we shall worship? It says here in the Guru Gita, let me see what is the verse 11, first book. In order to attain knowledge, detachment and perfection, jnana vairagya siddhyatam guru padodakam pibet. You drink that water from the worship of the feet. You should drink that to get knowledge, jnana and detachment, the real detachment and perfection in your life. So you should drink that water. So what is that water? What is that feet first? Let's just understand that feet. Where is that feet? When Guru is everywhere roaming around, where is his feet? Papada means feet. Pada is feet. Guru Paduka Puja. So, Pada is feet. Omnipresent is the Guru. Omniscient is the Guru. It just manifests in different forms. And we have to see, we have to change our outlook. That's what the Master said. Although the Guru is already there everywhere, but we have to see him. We have to begin to understand, because mentally we have some idea about what is Guru, but Guru told us this Guru is everywhere, in all and everything. Gurudev said, if you cannot see God in, who can complete all, then you cannot see God at all. What does it mean? That feet of God is the manifestation of the soul. Wherever you look, there is the feet of God. Everywhere. Anything is the feet of God. And there you should worship. It's not bound on time if we understand. Wherever you look, wherever your eyes goes, there's a verse or a saying, I don't know exactly. It says, Yatra yatra mano yati, where the mind goes, wherever the mind roams, Brahmanas tatra chintayat. Think there is Brahma, God, the soul, the self. So, whatever you see, do you think? Chintanat means to think, to remember. Ne? We should remember, that is our sadhana. We have to do a certain sadhana, then the grace can manifest in us. It's already there. Chintanat, to think a little different. It says, wherever your mind goes, wherever you look, wherever your eyes go, remember it is God in front of you, His manifestation, His feet. You should think it, doesn't say, don't speak it. Chintana, to think. In order to attain purification in mind, we think. We think just differently. A different outlook is needed. You doesn't have to preach it to the people. It's just for your sadhana. Remember God all the time means that wherever I look, I should remember God in my activities, in my breath, in my thoughts, in my everything. It says somewhere there. Will you see where it is? So many things. Later, you see. So worship, there is the worship. Wherever you look, there is opportunity to practice. You know, you say we don't have time for Kriya. The Giri Mahasaya said, when you practice Kriya, that is the worship of your soul. You do your activities like always, but something is a little bit added in your attitudes. You try also to thank God. Gurudev said, thank God wherever you go, wherever, in any situation, good and bad. Thank God. That means day and night. You can say all the time, whenever you remember, say thank you, God. Then you're attaining purification. Chitta Chuddhi, the purification of your memory. No, the mind is given to us to worship God, to adore God, to glorify God. That is why we have the mind. No? But we say, many times we say, I don't have time. Because we're thinking, why we don't have time? Because we are crowded with overthoughts, overthinking, over-planning, there's no moderation. When we hear Gurudev, he always said, the middle way. Kriya Yoga is the middle way. Yes, you should plan, but how much? Once you made a decision, you have to do it. Once you understood, okay, I should see God everywhere. I should think God. Not to see. It's different. First step, there are 3 steps to begin to realize God. The first step is to listen to the Guru's teachings. The second one is to practice, to think. And then to apply that. And then you have darshan, you will see God. So now you hear, okay, I should change my outlook. Done. You don't need any more to think about it. But sometimes we just stuck in that loop, constantly chanting that verse. I should always worship a God in order to get knowledge. And that is going on. But that's actually no more needed. If you understand, once you understood, the scripture taught us, drink the water that comes from washing the feet of the Guru, then drink it. You know? Like Gurudev said, when you go to a restaurant and you sit down there and you just say food, 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 will your stomach get filled? Will you get that knowledge of eating beautiful pancakes that were there today? You don't. No? But first it began with the thought, oh, I want to take pancake, and then you did it, and then you practiced eating, and then you had that knowledge. So in order to get that knowledge, we have to work on our understanding also. That is important. Once you keep your mind in a certain setup, that knowledge will reveal itself. It will manifest in you. So, that water, now what is that water with that you worship the Guru's feet? What is that? Water is purity. No? Water is used for what? Every day we need water. Water, every day. Cleaning vegetables, cleaning the body, cleaning clothes. It's for purification. So water is a process that helps us to purify our mind in that case. Water is also our devotion. Water is flexible, that can adjust any shape you give it into. Now, if you pour water in a bowl, it will take the form of a bowl. If you put water in a glass, it takes the form of the glass. So that way it's a symbol of adjustment, devotion, humility, like that. If you can live in your daily life, when you're out there in the world, you remember whatever you see, no matter how bad, how good it is, terrible pictures, beautiful pictures, we have to learn that. It's not coming. It's not coming from itself. To remain in that knowledge in your mind, you need to begin to learn that language to remember God. It's not coming by itself. So once you understood, it just begins one at a time, one thought at a time, and then another time. Like you do one breath at a time, and then you take another one. It's not that you have to think, I have to think all the time of God. No, you have to think at that moment, just now. Can you look at me thinking that is the feet of God sitting in front of you? It's just a manifestation. The invisible counterpart, Gurudev said. He showed it like that. The feet, the invisible feet, is behind the form. Form and formless together. But if you want to attract something in your life, you have to build a relationship with God. If you cannot think of God, then how you want to build a relationship with God? If you think, it starts always with thinking. To manifest your desire, it began with thinking. So, the practice is to become grateful in whatever you see. Yes, you remember, it is all the manifestation of God, but also you begin to feel slowly gratitude, and your devotion is changing when you see that. And you may think, why shall I be thankful to God when I break my leg? Right? When I have an accident, why shall I be thankful for that? It's just because I don't understand why God provided everything what I need to grow. Now, everything is provided for us, if you understand. In order to manifest, we need to have an environment where we can practice what we understood. Reading books, Guruji said that's not enough. But faith, devotion, it is shown by deeds when it comes to the tests. So, Guru Padodakam Pibet means to drink the water that comes from washing the feet. Drink that water, and that gives you that knowledge. Afterwards, that knowledge will manifest. If you forget God all the time, that shows like, I'm not interested. We remember the things that we like. So if I don't have that thought coming to me, then I have to develop that. That's pretty simple. Doesn't mean that you cannot have it. First time, when I heard of India, okay, I didn't want to go to India. But slowly, when I heard about it more and more, hearing, listening, first step, listening. Oh, there are the temples, there are good places to meditate. So the desire slowly came. And then I went. Then I put it in action. Took my clothes, and then I went. I had to board a train, a flight, and then I went to India. So, whatever you practice is your sadhana. Anything that you think it is your sadhana. Remember, the more you repeat it, the better you will be in it. Good thoughts or bad thoughts. Why Guruji reminds us to remember God all the time. Try. So that is the goal, let's say. You have a goal, but now you have to work for it. Yeah, it is part of your daily routine. So, without practice, nothing happened. 1 ounce of practice, the Master Gurudev said, is better than 1,000 tons of theory. And be grateful when you can remember that these thoughts don't come to everybody. They come to those who want to remember God. Once you decide, oh God, I want to remember, but I don't remember you. I don't have that strength. Don't you think God will hear that? That omnipresent Atma knows that you want to think of Him? Then He will give. But why we forget? What is the problem? Why we forget? There's some problem. Why we don't remember? Ignorance. And the children of ignorance are asmita, ego, first born. Ego is cause, we forget. So, that's why we need devotion. It says how to worship. It's in the second book, 52. There it says, Shariram Indriyam Pranam Artha Swajana Bandhavan Atmadaradikam Sarvam Satguru Bhiho Nivedayet. Means one should surrender completely, offering one's body, senses, prana, the vital breath, wealth, relative, spouse, even one's very soul. One should dedicate it to that self. It's a symbol. If you just literally take it, how can be? That doesn't make sense, because the deep meaning is important for us. It is, whatever I have in my life is a gift of God. God gave us this life. We think out of ego when we forget, and when we live in ignorance, there's forgetfulness and we think it is mine. But really, if you just look carefully around yourself, from where you get all these things, from where you got the knowledge, the real knowledge. Knowledge is that which makes you free. not that which you binds, that which binds you. That is not real knowledge. Knowledge is something that makes you free from your suffering, depression, anxieties. That is coming from whom? From the Guru, the manifested Guru or Guruji. But that unmanifested Guru speaks through it. And it speaks to all of us too, in a different way. So, yes, you live with your wife, with your children, with your breath, with your relatives, your own body. But remember, it's all borrowed for some time. Look at your body. If it is your own body, then you could do with it what you want. You could do with your breath what you want. You could digest what you want. You could... anything you want, you can do. But have you control over digestion? Do you? You don't. Once you eat, you forget. If you forget, then who digests the food? When you lie down in the bed after a good dinner, you don't know. In your bed, their food gets digested. But who takes care of that? It is the soul, the divinity, who digests all the food. And that is the business of the power of God. Vaishvanaro Agni, the fire in the navel center, takes care of your health. You don't have to think about it really. When you sleep, the power of God is taking care. So be thankful to that power. Gurudev, when he was waking up in the morning, he said, "Thank you, God, my brain is still working." Why he says that? Because he knows, after his sadhana, he went to the last stage where he can see what, for us it is first a theory, it's a play of faith in the Guru. What the Guru says, surely that will lead me to that knowledge, to that state. And that is my role as a seeker. If I don't accept the Guru's teachings, how can the Guru manifest in us? How can he give that knowledge to us? You have to decide. You have to accept first. Yes, I have the desire. I want to be free from my misery. I want to live in knowledge. And then you have to understand that in order to get that knowledge, that power, to be successful in that sadhana, you have to ask for help. Let us practice together, God. Let us, when you sit for meditation, for example, you can do self-analysis. Do you just close your eyes and begin to meditate? Or you just think of the Guru asking for help, for blessings, for protection? It's different. Guru, I meditate at your feet. Reveal thyself. Are you asking for that? We're just thinking, okay, I have to do Mahamudra, I have to regulate my breath. I have to do 12 cycles of pranayama. It's a little different, eh? And it's not going to help us completely. We have to understand that we have to, both Guru and you. Guru is already in there. You have to catch hold of it. So your devotion comes from that. Ne? It takes some time. There are different stages where you go through your practice. In the beginning, it is mechanically. When you begin now to remember God in your activities, it's part of our sadhana. It may be kind of tamasic. I don't want to do it. It's kind of, but still, I try. With lots of resistance, I struggle myself through, because the ego will be in the way in the beginning. That's kind of tamasic. But then slowly it becomes more rajasic, and it slowly supports you more and more. And you're moving slowly to sattva practice. That becomes easy, natural, thinking of God more and more in a very natural way. It's a process. You cannot skip that. And each day, each moment is different, You cannot think, it will be every day the same. You know, it's quite of a lie. You have to look in the mirror and see your own face. The reality is you never know what tomorrow comes. Today is the day. This is the moment where you can begin to put the seeds only, to worship Guru's feet. With your own devotion, you worship according to your own capacity. It doesn't mean you do it the way I do. That doesn't matter to God. No? The self knows where you or what state you are in, is not a fool, and he provided that for you. But you have just to multiply. Now, in the Bible you can read it, the parable of the gold coins, and that is about the disciples. One had only one gold coin, one got 5, one got 10. And the master gave, and he said, I'm going away, you all multiply. When I come back, I will see. And then he came back, and then the first one multiplied, he got double. And he said, well done, I give you more power. The second one multiplied, well done, I'm very happy. I give you more power. The one with one gold coin, he said, I didn't do anything with that opportunity. I buried it in the ground, here you have it. And the master said, take it away from him and give it to the others. You, Gurudev said, opportunity, what he said, not neglected. And every moment is opportunity, remember. That is the only opportunity we have to worship. It's not a feat that you need to imagine. It's really, the feet of Guru is everywhere. You know, it has different forms and plants and trees. Wherever, when you look at your food, say thank you and eat and enjoy. You know, you're feeding God. Can you learn to think? That is your decision, and you can decide. It will change your whole life. Of course, the real was to complete it. When we come to our practice, when we wash the feet inside in our meditation, when we go inside, there we have a different role. There's no need to think all the time. No. When we practice Kriya, we close our eyes and we go inside the temple. We want to touch the feet of the Guru. We want to dedicate our devotion, our love to the divinity. That is washing, drinking the water. And that is your desire. How much you want to listen to Om sound. How much urgency you have. Everything can wait. Thoughts are coming. It's okay. You cannot avoid it. It's a play. First, you have to show that you want God. The thoughts will come. They say, okay, let's think about cooking. What we want to cook tomorrow. What you need to do. How much dal, how many people. All these thoughts may come. But then you say, thank you. We can think after meditation. Let's try to listen to that sound now. That shows your love. That is according to your capacity. You know, sometimes more thoughts, sometimes less thoughts. We got used to some very interesting phrase that comes in our head. Oh, it is too difficult. It's a response that comes. I had never heard it before. When I came to US, I heard it here and there, and then it comes up. You know? So why not to change? Instead of thinking, oh, it's so difficult, when that thought comes, you encounter it with another one. Oh God, thank you for that opportunity. Now I thank you. I practice that moment.